Greetings, my friends, and welcome to No Nonsense Metal Reviews. I'm George, and today I am back with another episode of Heavy Relics, where I'm going to be showing off some of my latest acquisitions, some of my latest purchases, awesome stuff, new additions to the collection. Got a range of vinyl, and we've got a few cassettes as well, thrown in for good measure, because hey, everyone loves a good cassette, right? So, all of these albums preside somewhere within the black metal subgenre, somewhere within that vibrant spectrum. All of them are freaking great, and I'm chuffed to bits with all of these finds. A little bit of a random mix, I must say, but I've been picking up bits and pieces here, there, and everywhere, to be honest, over the last few months. A couple of these are Christmas presents, in fact, but haven't really gotten around to listening to all of them until fairly recently. Nonetheless, these are all very good albums, and I would recommend checking out all of them. So we'll start off with something that is new to me, relatively new to me actually. So this particular ditty, not only does it have a killer album cover, but this is a fairly recent discovery for myself. This is a Finnish black metal band entitled Vargrav. I believe that's how it's pronounced anyway. This is the 2019 album, I believe, entitled Reign in Supreme Darkness, and it really does have a staggering album cover there. That really does remind me of, it's a little bit sort of Tolkien. It's pretty epic. It's freaking good. Now this is black metal. I would say that this is black metal in the traditional, I'm going to say Emperor in the Nightside Eclipse sort of vein. Now, the reason I say that is because all of the sort of the reviews that I was reading of this album prior to checking it out, prior to purchasing it, said that it was very much in the vein of In the Nightside Eclipse. And I think that's a fair assessment. There's the use of keys and synths in the background. That said, it's not like a mimic, it's not a clone of Emperor. There are certain flourishes there. There are certain similarities, but it's definitely going to appease your fans of Emperor, classic Emperor if you like. But there's a little bit of something different there as well. I would say that it's a little bit more abrasive, a little bit rawer, a little bit harsher in places, but it's really solid. It's definitely going to satisfy your taste for, if you're a fan of that classic sort of sound and style, if you like synths, you're not afraid to have a little bit of keys in the background of your black metal. If you like that flavour thrown in, then you're definitely going to enjoy Vargrav, definitely going to enjoy Reign in Supreme Darkness. And this is a lovely gatefold package. It's sort of glossy, really looks the part. It's freaking great, actually. The logo is really awesome as well. Got a great icon there. And it's an interesting band, actually, because I believe that this album... Yeah, so all the music is written by one person. However, this band features members of Moon Sorrow and Fintroll. So there's a good pedigree there. Okay, so you kind of get the vibe. Prolific in the Finnish metal scene, if you like. Great album cover. The disc itself is a stunning one as well, I may say. So it's a kind of, almost like a turquoise colour. Very nice. When you hold it up to the light, it really looks the part, I must say. It's probably just blindingly glary, to be honest, but it's a very nice coloured picture disc, coloured vinyl disc. Really nice indeed. Solid album. Not overly long, somewhere in the sort of mists of 45 minutes, around that. Solid album. Vargrav. So that's a fairly new discovery for me, and I picked that up on Cult Never Dies web store. It's actually released through Werewolf Records, Finland. So cool. So yeah, a new discovery for me, or fairly recent anyway, fairly recent discovery for me, and I definitely recommend checking that out. So, another very recent acquisition, actually came out last week in fact, and I have been listening to it non-stop. There will be a more in-depth review, but as I see it just sitting here, and I want to keep talking about it. This is the Infernal Sea with their new album number 4. This is Helfenlich. And this is freaking great. This is perfect. This is a combination, a mixture, a blend of traditional black metal, very caustic and abrasive, Dark Throne comes to mind, but it's got flourishes of speed metal. It's got Venom in there. It's got that kind of punk attitude and spite. There's a couple of tracks on there though that are infused heavily with speed metal and traditional black metal, and traditional heavy metal as well. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on there, and that's a lovely Digipack CD. As I say, I'll be talking more about this in the full review, and I couldn't help but pick up a tape copy as well. So just wanted to show it off again. The Infernal Sea, Hellfenlick, definitely just as strong as any of their previous albums. It's a delight. It's solid as a rock. Nice, nice, nice. Check it out, Hellfenlick, The Infernal Sea. So I won't go into too much detail on that, just because, as I say, I've been jabbering on about this for quite a bit recently, but as it was sitting next to me, I thought, hey, seize the opportunity. Up next then, we're gonna keep with Cassette for the moment, just to keep the chronology here, and we have a little batch all the way from Germany, courtesy of Darkness Shall Rise Productions. We've got 3, well actually technically 4 cassettes from Swedish black metal, just gods, absolutely freaking amazing band, Dark Funeral. Absolutely love this band. And the ironic thing is that I've known about and I've been listening to Dark Funeral for a lot of years, but never really sort of completed my discography of them until fairly recently. I was aware of this album, the debut. This is The Secrets of the Black Arts, to show off those nice black tape shells there. Familiar with this one. I was familiar with Where Shadows Reign Forever, or Forever Reign, I should say, as well. But the newest album, which the name escapes me, and some of the kind of albums in between, have passed me by. Surprisingly, just been listening to a couple of albums, so I decided, no, time is up. I'm going to have to actually fill in the gaps, and I did, and I've been absolutely loving it. All the albums in between, I've now got the full discography, absolutely loving it. But this one is a personal favourite. I just love the abrasion, the raw aggression of this classic Dark Funeral, absolutely punishing. And this, which is really cool, so it's a double tape, as you've gathered here, includes the Secrets of the Black Arts on tape 1, and tape 2, the bonus tape, includes the Unisound version. So it's kind of like an unreleased album, if you like. Didn't quite make it for whatever reason, not quite sure of the reasoning behind that, but that said, it sounds great. Love it. Absolutely brilliant. I've got this on CD. You can get this on CD, like a 2 CD version that came out a few years back, and you get that recording on there as well. But this Darkness Shall Rise Productions 2 cassette issue here is a really nice piece. And if you are interested, certainly if you're in Europe, because you can obviously order it and get it shipped a little bit easier than to here in the UK. I had to place a pretty massive order actually on their web store in order to be able to get some of these things. But you can get all 3 of these releases that I've got here for like 25 euros as a bundle basically. So it's definitely worth doing, and I can't recommend this enough. If you like your aggressive, faster paced black metal, The Secrets of the Black Art, and in particular Dark Funeral, are bands you need to hear. The second album, Vobiscum Satanus, is equally as savage, equally as good. Love this album too. Again, this is A Darkness Shall Rise cassette reissue with a lovely insert. And I know I always say it every time I'm talking about anything from Darkness Shall Rise Productions. I love how high quality it is. It's always so extensively detailed. The inserts are really good. There's nothing sort of cheap and half-hearted about it. I know that some other labels reissue stuff and it's almost a bit budget. None of this stuff has that feel. So another absolutely solid album from Dark Funeral. Again, got all of the albums on CD, but love these tapes as well. There's just something about it. The whole process of taking your tape out of the case and putting it in the CD player, the click, or the record player, whatever system you've got, tape player is probably best for a tape, but putting it in your music system, clunky buttons down, and off you go. So this is an EP. This is the final article from Dark Funeral that I've got here on cassette. This is In the Sign. So this is an expanded version, and this is a classic release. It kind of combines the debut EP with also some more tracks. So here we've got a couple of Bathory covers, or Bathory, and then we've got some live inclusions as well. But it's really cool. Again, it's a lovely high quality thing. This EP, expanded EP, is a solid one. Love the cover. Absolutely brilliant. Freaking great. Absolutely love it. Classic, Dark Funeral, abrasive, caustic, and freaking heavy. Keeping with Dark Funeral for one more then. This is probably the prize piece. I absolutely love this album. It's one of, if not my favourite Dark Funeral albums. Where Shadows Forever Reign. Once upon a time I had this artwork on a long sleeve, and shamefully I wore it so much that it sort of got misshapen, and I think some holes started to appear, and I did have to part with it in the end, which is tragic. But now I have it on a t-shirt, so I can just about live with that. But this is a freaking great album, presented here in a delicious gatefold vinyl form. I just love that cover. Absolutely love it. Incredible. Gatefold vinyl from Osmos Productions. I believe they are a French label. And this, I know this is a limited run. I'm not sure how many were in this run. I think it was a few hundred. But it is an absolutely gorgeous, I don't use that word too often, but this is a gorgeous blue splatter vinyl. Incredible. Absolutely stunning stuff. Just, and what an album. What an album. It's got, opens up with one of, if not the biggest, most successful, according to the streaming sites anyway, Dark Funeral tracks, Unchain My Soul. And that is impossibly memorable and catchy. So good. We've got other absolute belters, such as Beast Above Man. And of course, As One We Shall Conquer. Temple of Ahriman. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yep. And To Carve Another Wound. Oh, fantastic. Just start to finish, this is a solid, aggressive album. And it's a lovely vinyl piece to have. Again, this was a piece that I picked up from the Cult Never Dies web store. Stunning. As soon as I saw it, I don't even care how much it is. I had to have it. Sometimes that happens, you know, you just see something and you think, I don't really care what the cost is. I need that in my collection. And this was one of those purchases. Dark Funeral, Swedish Black Metal Kings, Where Shadows Reign Forever, and the first kind of 3 releases there. Well, the first 2 albums and the EP anyway. So, Dark Funeral, we're on to, we'll go with these. So this is an interesting one. 2 different copies of the classic Destroyer, well, recent classic, Destroyer 666 album, Wildfire. So for some unknown reason, it's very difficult to acquire this on a CD here in the UK. If you're not familiar with Destroyer 666, they are a fairly recent discovery for me, I have to say. But they are an Australian black and thrash metal band. And they are freaking brilliant. Combining your elements of classic black metal, classic second wave black metal, your Dark Throne, your Marduk, your Dark Funeral, thrown in there. Combining it with a seriously healthy amount of thrash, your Slayer, Creator, Destruction, all thrown in there. And this album was a gap in my collection for a little while, Wildfire, and it's a stunning album, I must say. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic album. And I ordered a copy of the vinyl on Amazon because it was very, very inexpensive. And what I was sent was this 8th pressing black vinyl, limited to 350 copies worldwide. Very nice. And it was a very, very inexpensive item. It was listing about 18 quid. So that was, in my opinion, better than paying nearly 20 for just a CD. I thought, fine, take the leap. You get the digital download. Okay, fine, I'm happy. A couple of days later, I just happened to be looking again, scrolling again, just to see if I could find a. I think I was looking for the To the Devil His Due compilation album, and I saw this one advertised. Now this is a slightly different one. This is, again, it's limited to 550, but this is silver and black marbled. And this was listing for £12. And I thought, I've already got one, but sod it. Let's just do it. So I did. I ordered it, and I've no regrets. It's a really nice thing to have. It's a real cool collector's piece. Again, it's limited run. Looks metal. Looks freaking metal. Awesome. Love Destroyer 666. Love this album. So I thought, yep, for 12 quid, £12, I should say, sterling, I will take a chance. And I did, and I don't regret it, as I say. So that's how I've ended up with 2 vinyl copies of Wildfire from Australian Blackened Thrash's Destroyer 666. If you're not familiar with this band, do check them out, because I will say they are quite exceptional. You know, if you're a fan of Hellripper and Midnight and Bewitched or Bewitcher, you're going to definitely enjoy this. If you love Venom, if you love Creator, you're definitely going to enjoy this band. They are an absolutely corking band. Put that away in a bit. So, final articles then. These 2 are 2 of my all-time favourite bands. Just have a slurp of tank petrol. All this talking of metal is just getting me thirsty. So, these final 2 articles were Christmas presents. Lovely pieces. Absolutely, I was overwhelmed with these. 2 of my all-time favourite albums. 2 lovely packages. I now have both of these on CD, cassette and vinyl. And couldn't be happier. Morbid Visions, 1984, debut album from the legendary Tom G. Warrior and Co. Celtic Frost. The stamp, the shadow, if you like, of Hellhammer was very prevalent still here, but this is one of my favourites. I just love the aggression, the energy, the speed of the album. It's absolutely killer. And this is a recent reissue, so this is 2017, I believe, or it might be a little bit more recent than that. But this is a double vinyl. So it's quite a short album, but it's been embellished with some autumn 1984 rehearsals and, oh no, just the rehearsal tracks. And we've got Messiah, of course, the Hellhammer classic on there. Absolutely brilliant. As I said, it's a very extensive package, this one and the other one, just to allude to. So we've got printed inserts. Very cool. Very cool colour scheme as well. Both lovely red vinyl. Absolutely stunning stuff. Looks the part. So you've got 2 glorious red vinyls. We've also got massive posters as well. See if I can open these up for you. Well, I say massive, they are pretty big, but nice, high quality posters here. 1 and 2. And in addition to these cool posters, we've also got a rather massive booklet. Now that is a weighty, hefty booklet, full of cool photographs and all sorts of stuff on the band in here. You know, I won't go through it all page by page, but it's a lovely thing. This is definitely one for your collectors. Lovely stuff. Really nice, really high quality package. And as I say, I was absolutely chuffed to bits with these, because these are not cheap. Let's put it this way. But they were both Christmas presents from my dad, and he obviously knows me all too well. Morbid Visions, one of my favourite albums of all time from one of my favourite bands and artists of all time. Absolutely love it. As I say, have Morbid Visions on CD, on cassette, on double vinyl. I have a hoodie and a long sleeve with it on. I should probably stop getting myself Morbid Vision stuff, but yeah, I absolutely love it. So that leads me nicely onto the final article in today's Heavy Relics. Now, this could be my favourite Morbid Visions. This could be my favourite Celtic Frost album. It kind of like ebbs and flows. It's toe to toe with Morbid Tales, but I think I'll always just slightly gravitate more towards Morbid Tales. But To Megatherion, the second album from 1985, is an absolute masterpiece. That classic H.R. Geiger artwork there, the sheer progression that between these two albums as well, you cannot fault it. It's absolutely glorious, and both of these albums are held in the highest of regards. Of course, they're both cited as being huge inspirations for the second wave of black metal, of thrash metal, of just metal in general. Celtic Frost, they are one of the legends. Celtic Frost, Venom, Motorhead, aesthetically and lyrically, Merciful Fate and King Diamond. Of course, these are the big inspirations, the big initiators, the catalysts of the second wave of black metal, and rightfully so that they are cited as such. So this is also a lovely double vinyl. This actually includes the Emperor's Return EP, and some 1988 remix and 1985 studio jam. So you got some little bonus bits thrown in for good measure there. But it's a double vinyl. We've got posters again and a massive booklet, similar sort of layout. These were sort of from the same reissue run, if you like. But these vinyl are silver. They look the part as well. Lovely high quality, nice heavy discs. Yeah, really neat. Again, awesome printed inserts. Amazing stuff. So, is there a better run of successive bands than, or successful outfits than Hellhammer, the mighty Hellhammer, the legendary Celtic Frost, and then Triptychon, all from the same chap? I don't know. That guy has Tom G. Warrior, Thomas Gabriel Fisher. He has the golden touch, because every output of his, well, I say every output, but every band certainly has been massively important to me and to so many metalheads. Maybe not every release, I must admit. Into the Pandemonium, and certainly Cold Lakes, never quite done it for me. That's fine. I know I'm not the only person that feels that way. But these two albums, To Megatherion and Morbid Tales, just incredible. Just absolutely brilliant. Love it so much. If you've never heard these albums, then you seriously need to, because it is legendary stuff. It's essential listening. It's, to me, Morbid Tales and To Megatherion sit there comfortably alongside Don't Break the Oath and Black Metal and Overkill or Pleasure to Kill. Albums like that are just essential listening for any metalhead. So check them out. So there you have it. That is a run through of my latest acquisitions. Quite a random mix of stuff, as I say. Some awesome limited vinyl from Dark Funeral, Swedish black metalers, as well as a nice little selection of very cool tapes as well, courtesy of Darkness Shall Rise Productions. Ended up with 2 copies of Wildfire, Black Thrash from Australia. Absolutely great stuff. At the beginning, of course, I was rumbling on about Vargrav from Finland, epic black metal. Infernal Sea, local-ish to myself. These are freaking great, absolutely great band, great releases, love it. Infernal Sea with Helfenlick, and then of course we have, if I can pick it up again without dropping it, Morbid Tales from Celtic Frost, debut album, absolutely bloody love it, and of course To Megatherion, legendary stuff. So what are your thoughts and opinions on these albums, on these bands? If you haven't heard some of these releases, I implore you to put in the work and check them out, because it is well worth it. You will not regret it. But thank you very much for watching, my friends. Please do feel free to comment, get some dialogue going. Feel free to like and subscribe, as always. Check back soon for more reviews and recommendations and more of me rambling about some of my latest purchases. But take care of yourselves, my friends. Stay metal. and stay heavy.